In the past 28 days, I grew my YouTube channel more than 8,000 subscribers, which is more than I've ever made in a whole month. And this was sort of intentional because I figured out some very interesting quirks and secrets about the YouTube algorithm that made quite a difference to my strategy. And you can actually use them to go from 0 to 1,000 subscribers without any views, or from 10 to 12, which is still growth. I've been a YouTuber for about 3 years already. There's been 7 of you already, which I like. And I've built my whole career, if you will, just based around the YouTube channel here. And let me tell you, my friends, compared to the Instagram algorithm, the YouTube one is a different kind of beast. And I've watched countless videos about it, but the things that I'm about to share with you, I've not really seen anybody talk about before. I believe each traffic source on YouTube has its own algorithm, and they're sort of connected to each other, but not really. And 2 or 3 of them are more important than the others. First of all, YouTube search, browse, and suggested videos. And I'm gonna show you something really interesting about each of them that I believe changed quite a few things here on my channel in terms of getting more traffic, getting more views and subscribers. Now, like I said, I've been doing this for quite a while. I've had some videos blow up here and there, and I've managed to get a pretty okay-ish baseline of views and subscriber growth in the past years, usually averaging between 1,000 and 2,000 subscribers per month, which is totally fine. You know, I see it as a long-term game, so I was like, yeah. And obviously I built my whole career based around that. And I actually remember, I think I went full-time with just about 2,000 subscribers or something like this. Anyway, the views that I got up until this point mostly came from me focusing on the YouTube search algorithm. Because when I started out, I figured I'd target search terms, pretty specific terms that people were looking for, you know, just to get some baseline growth, which is actually what happened, and which is the first important step for you as well. If you want to get some initial growth, focus on YouTube search. Do your research, figure out what your audience is actually searching for. You know, what are some issues or common problems people type into Google or YouTube, and you know, just typing in some keywords into the YouTube search. You know, sometimes you'll get some initial ideas that you can already go with. And don't worry about going too deep. You know, long tail keywords and stuff like this. I believe the more specific your targeted search term is, the better and easier it is actually to rank, especially if you were just a smaller YouTuber or you just started out. So for example, I made videos like how to become an influencer to get brand deals. Very specific, but still people were searching for that. Or one video that actually did quite well from the get-go with the beautiful title, Instagram hashtags not working. But you know, it was a search term people actually and literally typed into Google like that. Instagram hashtags not working. And as you can see, I got loads of views, you know, from YouTube search and also from the Google search itself. And just that alone is a massive driving factor for traffic, especially when you're new. I managed to rank a few times on the top Google spots, and on there, if they search on Google and find a video, they don't see whether you're a new YouTuber and you just have 10 views or you have a million views. And on YouTube itself, if you just have 10 views, this might influence their decision to actually click on it. And by continually doing this, you'll see yourself slowly getting a consistent stream of views to get the ball rolling. Now, how did I figure out which search terms to actually target? Obviously, putting myself into, you know, my audience's shoes. And then I actually used 2 YouTube tools to actually help me refine this, find new and more topics to target, and you know, especially find topics where I have a higher chance of ranking in. And you probably heard about them, both of them, TubeBuddy and vidIQ, and honestly, I like them both. I still have a paid version with both of these platforms up until now. And basically, they give you a ton of keyword ideas to help you optimize your videos, especially for the search algorithm, which is very important if you're starting out. Now, here's the thing. This is pretty much what I did up until recently. The same things all over again, trying to target search terms, going from there because, you know, it just worked for me. Things just worked, and why change a running system? Now, there were a few issues attached to it, mostly me sort of running out of keywords to target and new ideas to keep it fresh, you know, making it seem a little boring for me. I made a video about it, but nonetheless, I've had some videos blow up. I grew to 80,000 subs or something like this using just this strategy, so I was like, yeah, you know, I'm definitely on the right path. Not really. And this is where it gets really interesting. Looking at my analytics and my top performing videos, I noticed one striking similarity between all of them. The biggest traffic source of most of my videos was YouTube search, and watching other YouTube related videos of people breaking down their growth and their analytics, search was pretty much never at the top of any of those channels that were blowing up or videos that were blowing up. Now, this probably makes sense to you right now because we just talked about search, but in my mind, I always thought that the YouTube recommendation system is actually just one big thing and it just knows. If there's people watching, no matter where they come from, it will push it out to more people all across the platform. Obviously, at least that's what made sense to me. But then I made an experiment. What if, just because I always target the search algorithm, this one knows what to do with my content, knows how to place it, especially in the search. But the other systems are like, well, you know, we've heard from him, but we don't really know who he is and what he's about. So I started trying to specifically target the browse and the suggested algorithms. You know, it's actually very hard for me, to be honest, probably because I was used to, you know, search-based content creation mode and mindset, which is, like I said, still very important, especially if you start out. But what I did was I mainly tried to structure my content in a different way and approach a whole different title, thumbnail structure that, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, makes people click more when they're just browsing as opposed to typing something in and searching for stuff. So instead of titling a video, how to get more reach on Instagram in 2021, I titled it, "This secret Instagram strategy will 10x your reach." And instead of doing the old boring, you know, content structures that most how-to based channels go for, I decided to, you know, sort of spice things up in the video and, you know, spend about 3 to 4 times more time on each video, you know, recording, scripting, and especially the editing part. Doing all of this, I figured just a small percentage of people should be enough to get the ball rolling, to get the other algorithms to notice me and open my content up to a whole wide new range of subscribers and people. And guess what happened? I had a video blow up in a very short time span, and you know, if you look at the analytics, you can actually see while search is still in there, it's not as much as it usually would be in a video like this. Now compare this to other very similar videos about Instagram hashtags, for example, if we want to compare these two, which also sort of have pretty decent stats over a longer time span. Then again, if you look at this right now, this mostly came again from YouTube search. And if you ask me, I think those two types of audiences, or at least the intention that those, you know, people have, is vastly different from each other. A person who goes on YouTube to search for a specific problem versus just one being just there on YouTube, going with the flow, clicking whatever suits you the most right now. And I'm sure the YouTube algorithm knows this as well, especially looking at my latest analytics and things that suddenly start to make a lot of sense. But I'll continue to obviously keep you guys updated about these things. Now, if you already have a bunch of views and you want to start making money with your channel, for example, this video right there will teach you how to. Don't worry about the title talking about Instagram, it's actually applicable to YouTube as well.